have him fly in on Air Force One so he could read your teas. Just want to make sure I got before I make the phone call.
And they said yes. That's exactly what we're asking.
So
Kelly, by the way, is dying over here. Kelly Hamilton was a producer at ESPN, and so she gets it. Like, we all get it, right? Like, we all get it.
So those are my three favorite asks that I didn't that I stopped with me. I did not embarrass myself in asking those.
Well, it would be funny if you run into him one day and tell him at this point like that some of those things. You know what? I'll tag him on this. He can watch it a little bit later. Also, remember, like, and I totally forgot that you used to do this, Andy, until I started kind of researching the brackets with the President of the United States. You don't do that anymore, do you?
Well, so it was an 8-year run. Did it every year with President Obama. Originally came to him the idea when he was running for president. But I will say that we, when my last year at ESPN was Trump's first year, and we did reach out.
Yeah.
They declined, which is fine. And I actually think that it worked with Obama. He was into it, and that's fine. You close the chapter. Like, I don't know if it would have worked with everybody. It might have worked with Clinton because he's also a basketball guy and went to the Final Four in Charlotte when Arkansas was there. You know, maybe you do a baseball one with Bush because he owned the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Maybe you do a golf one with Trump, but I think basketball worked with Obama.
Get like a golf tournament, like bracket challenge with Trump going. I mean, I think he'd be down for that for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think someone could do that with him because you got to play to the person's strength.
Did you get to go to because I know I've been to like a White House tour before. Did they take you back like into like any secret areas where the normal public don't get to go?
Yeah, I will tell you the first year was by far the best because that was 2009. And, there was always this honeymoon with him coming in there. And a lot of the staffers were really young and they were into college basketball. They watched ESPN. And so we got there early that first year. And I got this like unofficial tour. And I was taken literally all over the White House.
That's so cool.
And I'll never forget. And there's parts of the White House that are really low ceilings because it's, obviously a couple hundred years old. And and so we're coming up this back stair and this door opens and I'm standing there and out of this room walks Hillary Clinton, who was the Secretary of State, George Mitchell, who at the time was like a Mideast envoy, former senator from Maine, are walking out. Obviously some high profile meeting.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not supposed to be there. And so the person who was showing me around, he's a young staffer. He's like, "Oh, we gotta go. And so yeah, it was very cool. And then, obviously because of that, I went a number of times when teams went. I did a Title IX thing with him, interviewed him on the ship when North Carolina played Michigan State in San Diego. So I think in 8 years, I probably went to the White House maybe 12 times, but interviewed him maybe like 14. So yeah, it was a great run.
Do you have his cell phone number or his email address?
No. I will say this. You want to laugh at something?
You're the best at getting people's like cell phone numbers for contacts. I'm shocked that you didn't like move in.
Here, I'll get a great one for you, Shannon. So what morphed over time, and you can appreciate this because you worked with, and I'm not going to name names to embarrass people at ESPN, but the kind of requests I got were ridiculous. And some of my favorites were, because I had this relationship, was one year when the United States was trying to get the Olympics and they sent Obama, this was for Chicago. They ended up not getting him. They ended up going to Brazil. So they send Obama as sort of the 11th hour. It's kind of embarrassing. He goes to Switzerland to try to get him and they don't get him. So one of the Sports Center producers calls me and says, "Hey, can you get Obama to call in to Sports Center from Air Force One on his way back to the United States?" I said, "Okay, wait a minute. So you want me, first of all, I don't have that phone number. But secondly, you want him to call in as a phoner after losing the Olympics." Okay. Like embarrassingly. That was one. Two, I
What'd you say?
actually
Did you immediately say no, or did you say, "I'll try"?
no, I was like, this is ridiculous. All-Star game, I think it was in St. Louis. This is back when there was ESPN News. He's going to go up, throw out the first pitch. Producer calls me and says, "Hey, we see he's in the dugout. Could you have him call us before he goes out?" Again, don't have the number. Don't see why he would call ESPN News before he
Oh
goes
my
and throws out the
gosh.
first pitch. And my favorite one was the last one. NFL draft was in Chicago the last year he was president. And so I get a call, and this is when I got a little cynical. "Hey, we have a great idea for the tease." This is whoever was doing the tease for the NFL draft. They said, "Is there any way you could call the White House, get Obama to be in front of Lake Michigan to announce our tease?" I said, "Okay, well, let me just get this straight. So you want the President of the United States to fly to Chicago, shut down Lakeshore Drive, shut it down so he could read your tease?" I just want to make sure I understand the ask.
And you want me, Andy Katz, to set that up.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
you want to shut down the major thoroughfare of downtown Chicago, have him fly in on Air Force One so he could read your tease. Just want to make sure I got before I make the phone call.
And they said, "Yes, that's exactly what we're asking."
So it
Kelly,
just
by the way, is dying over here. Kelly Hamilton was a producer at ESPN, and so she gets it. Like, we all get it, right? Like, we all get it.
so those are my three favorite asks that I didn't that I stopped with me. I did not embarrass myself in asking those.
Well, it would be funny if you run into him one day and tell him at this point, like, that some of those things. You know what? I'll tag him on this. He can watch it a little bit later.
Welcome to the show.